So in this semester, we have to discuss compiler design. Actually, compiler deals with the language. So before discussing about compiler design, first we will discuss about the languages. Why we use language? What is the property of the language? So first see why we use the language. We use language just to convey our ideas to any another person. As far as natural language consider, it may contains voice, it may have symbols, it may have uh, text, sequence of text. So using these tools, we can convey our idea, and the tool being used is called language. Similarly, we have programming language through which we define our problem. We describe our problem so that your computer system can understand and do the execution of that very problem. Okay. So this is the language, programming language, a system of conversational spoken manual or written symbol by means of which human being as member of social group and participant in its culture express themselves. Okay. Now come to the programming language. Or before discussing programming language, see the what is the property of the programming language. Just see uh, any language. In a language, you have the word of the language. To describe the word, you use several symbols. Like suppose this. This is a symbol of English alphabet said as B. If you write O-O-K, it means it is book. It will convey some idea. This is word. And if we use a sequence of such word, that will form an statement. Okay, like this. See, here I am writing. This is a book. In this sentence, we have in symbols from in English alphabet T, H, I, S, A, B, O, K. So suppose you write this sequence of English alphabets. So, and you want to know what idea is being conveyed by this. So you must have the knowledge of the English alphabet so that you can recognize these symbols. Okay. Then you must have ability to group these symbols in different group to form word of the language. Like THIS is a one word, IS is a word, A is a word, then BOOK is a word. So similarly, see why we are discussing this, because we have to perform this process, this understanding, this grouping through machine. So you can implement any concept on machine if you have thorough understanding of that very system. So you must know about the this language engineering. What is engineering behind the language? You should know. So in this way, you can uh, group the, and if you have the knowledge of the grammar of the language, then you are able to develop the understanding also. If you know the English language grammar, then you can conclude that yes, this very sequence of symbol of English alphabet convey this very information. Okay. And if you have to do the translation of this text into any another language, actually, what is the role of compiler? The role of compiler is to read the program written in a high level language and convert it into the machine language, so that machine can implement that program. That is called execution. Okay. So machine also read your program character by character, do the grouping of characters in a form of word, and then it try to develop the understanding that what that sequence of word want to convey. And to develop the understanding, actually, you just consider an example. Wait, wait, wait. And take a blank page. You just consider the English language. Now see this sequence of word following a language construct of the English defined in the grammar, English grammar. Okay. And that will give you a syntactic structure in your mind so that you can infer a meaning. You just see we are considering these four words in different sequence. Just see these four words are written in three different sequences. This is a book. Is this a book? Book is a this. Okay. If you go through first sequence, you will infer some meaning. Okay. If you go through second sequence, you will again infer some meaning, but it is not the same. But if you go through third sequence, you are not able to infer any meaning. Why it's so? It is because of the grammar of the language. First sequence of meaning, sequence of words produce a syntactic structure in your mind as per the grammar of the English language. Means this syntactic structure is produced in the mind of any human being if he is able to understand the English grammar. Otherwise, he is not able to produce understand this what is written here. Okay. But if you go through the second sequence, again a syntactic structure is get produced in your mind, but it is not the same as in the case of first sequence, because this sequence is following another language construct defined in the English grammar. Okay, so these two sequences of same set of word producing two different syntactic structure in your mind, so you are inferring two different meaning. Okay, third sequence is not following the English language construct, so your mind is not able to produce any syntactic structure. So these two sequences are syntactically is correct sequence, but it is wrong. Means these two sequences following the syntax of the English language, but this sequence doesn't follow the syntax of the English language. Okay, so each language has its own syntax that will produce the syntactic structure to infer certain meaning of that sequence of word. One thing more, that is means now you are, it is clear what is syntax of the language, syntax for a language, and what means syntax is responsible for developing the understanding. Before this, come to the, okay, next thing is semantic. Semantic means the syntactic structure is produced in your mind for certain sequence of words, is following, is logical, acceptable to you or not, is the semantic. Suppose someone is saying a statement, I have seen an elephant walking in a glass. An elephant walking in a glass. You just consider these four words: an elephant walking in a glass. If you go through this sequence of four words, your mind will produce certain syntactic structure as per the syntax of the language. But you are not able to digest, your mind is not able to digest that it may be possible, it may not be, it will never possible. An elephant can walk in a glass. So this very statement is syntactically correct, but semantically wrong. Okay, means and just see, as far as compilation is concerned, we have to translate uh, high level language into machine language. Here we are discussing the understanding. Actually, why understanding is needed? Without understanding, you can't go for the translation. You just consider the same example. Actually, for translation, we have to perform two operations. First operation, this is the source to be translated. Here you have to do the analysis of the source. Text, what idea source want to convey. And we just develop the understanding and produce the syntactic structure here. And then we know the target. If we have the understanding of target language, then we can reproduce this syntactic structure in this language by synthesizing it. Okay. Here you may say why we are doing so. Why we need a translator. Actually, you just see where we need translator. You just consider a case. There is a doctor, French doctor, that understand only French language. And there is a patient, then he needs to take help of this doctor. So he had to say about his condition, explain his condition, but suppose the patient knows only Hindi. So he is able to explain his condition in Hindi only. And for this doctor, but this doctor will not able to understand this language. So he can't cure him. If he needs to be cured, he must use an translator between this, between this translation of Hindi to French, a translator. Same case, you are writing your program in high level language, but machine can understand only in machine, only program written in machine language. So to take the facilities provided by computational facility provided by the system, you have to submit your problem, you have to express your problem in the language known to this very system, that is machine language, which is not easy. So we use simpler language and go for the use a translator between machine and the programmer. The programmer do the translation job, and this translators are get written by expert like you to do the translation of program written in high level language into machine language. So what is needed to this translator for the translation? First thing, this translator means you just consider yourself must have knowledge of the engineering behind the languages. So that he may analyze this entire program and develop an understanding to produce same program in machine language. So to do the translation means yes, you have knowledge of the understanding to develop the understanding of the language by analyzing the source program. And you are able to develop the syntactic structure, what the source program want to convey. What is the purpose of the source program? Now, again, your role is very crucial. You must have the knowledge of the machine through which you are going to for which you are going to translate this syntactic structure into machine code. Okay. So the compiler writer must have the knowledge of the language as well as the machine, both. Nowadays, actually, if you see this the machine part means suppose this is a machine. Now what we have, we just encapsulate this machine through a virtual environment. And virtual environment work as interface between you and the actual core of the machine. And as far as you have heard about the Java language, in Java language we have JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So Java compiler need not to bother about the code handling. Okay. The Java compiler just generate do the analysis of source program and generate a syntactic structure using a sequence of byte code. Means Java compiler express the syntactic structure through the sequence of byte code, and the byte code is get accepted by this virtual machine to implement byte code onto the machine. Means this very virtual machine will just do the translation of byte code into native code, means machine code. Okay. Same case we have where we have .NET framework. You have heard about this. .NET framework also provide a virtual execution environment. The languages, compiler of the language supported by .NET framework. Okay. Just do the translation of the program written in high level language into CLR, common language runtime. Okay. And then this .NET, again it is virtual environment. In this we have JIT, just in time compiler, JIT. That does the translation of common language runtime into native code of the machine. What is benefit of this? Actually, you just consider here, machine, core of machine is A, and you have a language. So you need to have the knowledge of this language as well as this machine. Okay. But if you use intermediate form, then it will divide the job into two portions. You can change the language by just changing this compiler only. Suppose this is L1 language, you can write compiler for L2 language that is producing bytecode or CLR. Okay, and then you need not to bother about this because bytecode and CLR is get implemented by this virtual environment on the machine. Similarly, if you have to change the machine A to machine B, what you have to do? You have to just change this virtual machine, this virtual environment. Okay, need not to bother about the language compiler. Okay, and the facility provided by the virtual environment where we encapsulate the core of a processor through a virtual environment, that is called, that will provide you the platform independency, because bytecode on this machine as well as this machine is same. Okay, so same bytecode may be executed on this machine and same bytecode is get executed on this machine. But if you use a dedicated compiler, see what happened. In the case of dedicated compiler, we perform two operations. First operation is analysis of the source program and then produce a syntactic structure, and on the basis of machine we write the routines to convert the syntactic structure into native code of the machine. If you have to change this language, then you have to change the entire compiler. If you have to change the machine, you have to change the entire machine. Okay. So this is what now. See, perhaps syntax and semantic is clear, and why we use compiler is also clear. Now see, there is ambiguity. We will discuss in detail. Ambiguity in the syntax. देखिए हम लोग छूट गया था. Ambiguity means you just a particular statement produces two or more than two syntactic structure. Means Means you can infer two or more than two meaning. Like this, like you just consider, he lives in White House. Okay. Now see, if White House is a name, then he must be the president of US. But if white is color, then he may be any ordinary man. Okay. So he lives in White House. This sentence is ambiguous sentence because you are able to develop more than two or more than two meaning. So similarly, you will see the grammar produce, although it is syntactically correct, but it is producing two different meaning. Then again, you can't go for the translation. You can't infer. Actually, if you are able to develop the understanding, then only you can go for the translation. And if there is any ambiguity in the, it is due to the grammar of the language. And if there is any ambiguity in the sentence, then you are not able to translate it. Means your syntactic structure must be deterministic. Then only you can process for its translation. Okay. Now, see the programming languages. We have different domains of the language, and for each domain we have some specific languages. Previous for scientific, we means from 60s we are using this language Proton. Its name is Formula Translation, and now for parallel machine we have, it means for scientific computation we use this. If you consider the case of solving a larger equation in the case of seismic analysis, the Proton language is relevant. Then for business solution, we used to use COBOL. Now it is not being used. It is obsolete. For artificial intelligence, we use Lisp processing language, and it has capability to process the strings. And for again AI, we use Prolog, where we have to handle the predicate logic. In that case, we use Prolog. And for machine system, we use C and C++. C language is get introduced in 70s, but it is still relevant after 50 years because it has language construct to express the machine structure. Okay. None of the language has the memory class that we have in C language, union type. This memory class, and this memory class is available in C language. Perhaps you have gone through about this language. You have heard about the union and structure. So union memory class, structure is also a memory class. That union structure is available in this very language, just to its capability, to enhance its capability to handle the processor registers. Okay, through union, we handle the processor registers. Means you are aware that each and every processor has registers. Suppose in your processor you have 8 general purpose register. Okay, that is used for the transfer of partially computed information, and your processor is 32-bit. If you define any memory class using other language, you consider the case of C. If you are not using union, you are using a structure that has 8 register of 32-bit. Means for each register 4 byte, and for 8 register 64 byte. कितना हो गया? 8 चौको 32 bytes. So 32 bytes are get allocated. But if you use union memory class, only 4 byte is get allocated, and this is at a time it is the use of registers are mutually exclusive. If any of 8 register is being used as input register, then no any another register of among these 8 register may be used for input purpose. It may be used for output purpose, means in the case of register to register transfer. But so this very language is still relevant, and web language Java is most suited for web language. Now, kind of the languages, some languages are imperative, specify how a computation is to be done. Some declarative, some language support one Neumann architecture only. Some languages are object oriented. Some are scripting, some functional. See, just see these languages. Imperative is that express how computation is going to be done, and declarative say about the computation. Okay, in that you have several language, and next is one Neumann language supporting one Neumann architecture. You are aware with one Neumann architecture that permit you to do the sequential execution of instruction. You can't execute 2 or more than 2 instructions simultaneously on one Neumann architecture. Although we think our problem in same manner for execution, in spite of having the processor that can do the parallel execution, but you never think that these two computation during writing the program, that these two computation may be executed in parallel and just assign the certain language construct for their parallel execution. Okay. Okay. We will discuss this on next turn, means tomorrow 9:30. Okay. ये अब आगे पढ़ाया जाएगा आपको.